The unimaginable has occurred, and the reality TV industry as a whole might never fully recover. Late last night, Stevie J revealed something shocking that sent shockwaves through Hollywood, Atlanta, and the whole internet. Not only is Bambi's exposure ugly, but it's disastrous. Lil Scrappy left Bambi's silent admirers in complete shock. Is this the ultimate betrayal? Bambi and Scrappy appeared to be the ideal couple for years under the harsh spotlight of reality, but were they ever ensnared in the toxic world of hip-hop and love? Or was there a deeper, more perverse plot going on behind the scenes? However, Stevie J asserts that everything was a masterfully constructed delusion, a house of cards based on deceit, secrets, and treachery that is now collapsing spectacularly. What did Stevie J actually discover? Is this the bombshell that ultimately ruins Bambi's image permanently, leaving Lil Scrappy with nothing at all? Or is there another side to this story that no one is prepared to confront? If so, be ready, because what you're about to hear might be the conclusion of one of the most toxic love tales on reality TV. Keep watching, because everything you believe will soon be destroyed. The internet was a war zone the morning following Stevie J's shocking revelation. Screenshots, unverified rumors, and whispers said that everything was moving at breakneck speed. But one thing was eerily obvious. Lil Scrappy's life was disintegrating, piece by piece. How did this happen? It wasn't always like this. Once upon a time, Lil Scrappy and Bambi were the darlings of love and hip. But in order to really comprehend the depth of this betrayal, you must know where the cracks first began to emerge. Hop Atlanta was a reality TV juggernaut. They were nasty, to be sure, but in a good way. Fans adored Scrappy's gritty charm and Bambi's queen of the club demeanor, which led to fights, reconciliations, and proposals. Roller coaster, but one that, in the eyes of the public, has remained genuine up to this point since, in Stevie J's opinion, everything was false at every turn. Sources close to Stevie J claim that they once passed through the same reality TV hallways, assert that Bambi had terrible, unforgivable secrets that, if revealed, even Scrappy's tough exterior couldn't rescue their love. Stevie J, a master manipulator, has always been portrayed as not letting those secrets remain concealed any longer, but why now? Insiders point out that retaliation was only one aspect of it. For years, Stevie J reportedly watched Scrappy and Bambi rise in the ranks and receive spin-offs, sponsorships, and major plot points as he was subtly becoming irrelevant. Perhaps this was more than retaliation. Perhaps it was jealousy, hatred, and a strong desire to remind everyone that Stevie J still has power over the game. And the secret? Well, get ready. Anonymous sources claim that Bambi was engaged in a far more risky game behind the scenes than simply portraying Scrappy's loyal wife for the cameras. We're talking about hush money, hidden business ties with Scrappy's competitors, and even private texts that, if discovered, would cause any marriage to falter under pressure. Stevie J apparently obtained some of these direct messages, which were purportedly full of strategic betrayals, chats about staging public confrontations to increase show ratings, and worst of all, conversations that made her career overnight. Concerning Scrappy's worst weaknesses being exploited for plot points, if even a small portion of this is accurate, Bambi was more than just a reality TV personality. She was a mastermind who used Scrappy as a puppet to manipulate her fans and large salaries, and the worst part was that Scrappy was unaware of it. For years, he publicly defended Bambi, engaged in conflict with his co-stars, and even jeopardized his own reputation, all for someone who, according to these sources, saw him as merely a stepping stone. Can you imagine the betrayal of developing a life with someone only to discover that you were the pawn on a chessboard? But how did Stevie J find out? Insiders claim that he was alerted by someone with extensive knowledge of the love and hip-hop production industry who had witnessed enough shady transactions and chats to know the truth. The insider was fed up with Bambi's purported Stevie J was the ideal tool when manipulations decided it was time for some retribution. Armed with screenshots, videos, and receipts, Stevie J allegedly confronted Bambi in private for months. According to sources, he gave her a choice: play nice, or the truth comes out. Perhaps she believed he was kidding, or perhaps Social media blew up the second the accusations caused a complete meltdown, with fans who had previously viewed Bambi and Scrappy as the ideal ride-or-die combo suddenly dragging her name through the mud with conspiracy threads, memes, and reaction videos. The more Bambi reaction of Scrappy. According to people close to him, he's devastated, blindsided, embarrassed beyond imagination, and angry not just at Bambi, but also at himself for not seeing the symptoms earlier for trusting. He remained silent the worse things became. In a string of since-deleted social media posts, Scrappy alluded to treachery with cryptic phrases about loyalty and broken hearts, as well as photographs removed from his pages, revealing that he never had his best interest at heart. It's obvious that the damage is severe and real, but the crucial question is how much worse things will get given that insiders are speculating that what Stevie J has revealed thus far is just the beginning. It seems even evidence so compelling that even Bambi's staunchest supporters will be unable to save her reputation is going to come to light. We're talking about covert cash payments and backroom dealings with Scrappy's. The tension is terrible. The stakes are really high, and the players, well, none of them are backing down, have adversaries, and yes, potentially a second man in the picture throughout her relationship with Scrappy. Stevie J is allegedly getting ready to release even more information, guaranteeing that Bambi's fall from grace will be total and unquestionable, as Lil Scrappy attempts to pick up the broken pieces of his life. Oh, and just when you thought things couldn't get much worse, they did. As the daylight rose over Atlanta, the murmurs became roars, and Stevie J, who never lets drama boil, did just that. Claimed to have leaked the subsequent set of receipts that caused a complete online breakdown. What transpired next turned this controversy from a minor one to a major one. According to sources, these were private messages exchanged between Bambi and an anonymous person, but the content was heartbreaking. Bambi is said to have expressed her annoyance at Scrappy's lack of business savvy, makes fun of his aspirations to be the head of the household, and worst of all, allegedly boasts about how simple it was to spin him like a record for the cameras. Insiders say that one particularly cruel statement I said was fans, bloggers, and even former Love and Hip Hop cast members couldn't believe what they were hearing. "That's how you say winning on this show," he said, just enough to keep him begging. Was this really the same Bambi who fought valiantly on screen to protect Scrappy from everyone, including Stevie J the King and his devoted wife, who stood with him through every infidelity scandal, family conflict, or final betrayal that was always hidden in plain sight? He posted in a now-deleted cryptic post, "They said I was messy. No, I just clean house," he said, seemingly framing this as the plot twist to end all plot twists in reality TV manipulation. In the meantime, Lil Scrappy stayed mute in public, but was reportedly spiraling, according to sources. Mutual friends said he had already packed his bags and fled their house. The internet went crazy. The betrayal hurt for more reasons than just personal ones. He appeared to have been struck by a truck. One insider said, "You can fake a lot for TV, but you can't fake heartbreak like that." Further alluded to Bambi supposedly arranging private agreements with rival romantic and hip-hop figures with whom Scrappy had a public feud in order to maintain her relevance and land her own spin-off. It presented a troubling image of someone prepared to ruin anything or everyone in order to gain notoriety. We're talking about backroom bargains, promises of on-camera drama sit-ups, and covert partnerships to liven up dwindling tales. With many of followers expressing words of support for the rapper, Team Scrappy immediately became popular. However, an equally vocal group began using the hashtag #Bambi played the game to celebrate what they considered the media frenzy only intensified when Jocelyn Hernandez, who is never one to remain silent on the sidelines, joined the ruckus in an Instagram live that went viral right away. It was the most brutal reality TV power maneuver ever. Bambi believed she was an untouchable girl, so she scoffed when I told her that Stevie wasn't lying and that you weren't prepared for the next drop. Was this a sign that more secrets were going to be revealed? Fans were undoubtedly glued to their screens, the Love and Hip Hop production crew was in crisis mode. According to sources, emergency meetings were called as the producers frantically tried to think out how to deal with Spike and others, apparently fearing legal action if private recordings continued to leak. Silent, that stillness only served to increase the rumors. Was she guilty? Was she drafting a countersuit? Was she conducting damage management with producers behind closed doors? Then came the next twist. Potential legal repercussions. According to some unnamed legal experts who spoke to entertainment blogs, Bambi would be subject to a civil lawsuit from Scrappy for emotional distress, breach of contract charges from VH1 if the leaks were authentic. The stakes could not have been greater due to unreported off-screen activities and possibly potential lawsuits from co-stars if any of the recordings contained defamatory content. As if that weren't enough, late one evening, another shocking revelation was made by gossip website. The Bambi and an unidentified businessman were allegedly planning to start a joint influencer brand without Scrappy's knowledge, according to screenshots that Shade Room purportedly shared. In the messages, Bambi was supposedly referring to Scrappy as dead weight and a liability I'm trapped with. For the time being, the internet blew out once more. Fans who had stood up for Bambi following the initial leak started to turn on her comment sections, which were full of derogatory language. Cold master manipulator, and even the ultimate villain on reality TV. In the meantime, Scrappy's crew issued a single, ambiguous statement asking for privacy during this trying time. According to reports, even Love and Hip Hop producers were forced to think about taking harsh measures by this time. Insiders alluded to potential contract suspensions, episode redits, and even rumors of important personnel being fired. In a move that only fueled the flames, Stevie J supposedly hinted on his Instagram stories that Part 3 of the Bambi movie will be released, but castmates said he was enjoying every moment. The conjecture machine went into overdrive when it was revealed that there would be no timeline or details, just a dark photo with the words, "Stay tuned, I'm not done yet." Would the next leak contain video evidence? No one was aware of the financial records, additional direct messages, or even a shocking revelation involving a celebrity connected to the couple's circle. But the prospect of something more significant looming over everyone's heads kept fans, blogs, and even the mainstream media interested. Totally engrossed, the drama had already dominated YouTube reaction channels, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. The whole affair had turned into the year's biggest reality TV event, and the worst thing was that it showed no signs of abating. According to reports, Bambi was seen by photographers outside an Atlanta lawyer's office. Could this indicate that she was getting ready for a court battle? Was she finally going to speak up? Or was it just a sophisticated diversion to keep everyone busy? As everything comes to an end, the lines are drawn. Lil Scrappy's distraught, Stevie J's gloating supporters are split, and Bambi's entire empire is hanging by a thread. I'm thinking the wait was agonizing. As for what follows next, everyone is watching, devoted to Stevie J's next move because, according to several insiders, the most bombshell proof of all has not yet been made public. The anxiety became unbearable as everyone held their breath for Stevie J's anticipated Part 3. One question dominated every blog, YouTube channel, and gossip page. What else could be left? The answer arrived on a calm Sunday night, and it rocked reality TV. Sources close to the case claimed that Stevie J's last blow was not simply voice notes or screenshots, but rather a supposed video. Yes, a private film that purportedly showed no one could be certain whether the intimate photo of Bambi and an unidentified man taken while she and Scrappy were still married was real or staged. But the rumors alone were enough to rock social media. According to the media, French Bambi and her Scrappy deserve better. Lil Scrappy, who had been heartbreakingly silent during the previous two exposés, became the subject of a global Twitter trend within minutes of the leak. Worried pals hurried to be with him out of concern for his mental health, according to insiders. One source added, "He's crushed." This wasn't just treachery, it was the utmost humiliation. Stevie J, in the meantime, added gasoline to the fire with a mysterious post that said, "You played the game, I played it better." The backlash against Bambi was swift and brutal, with fans who had previously adored her for her self-assurance and glitz suddenly calling her. Social media portrayed her as the most ruthless manipulator reality TV had ever created. Bloggers and YouTubers bombarded the internet with dramatic thumbnails, making her the villain of the show. The love moan after Bambi was caught cheating on Scrappy Stevie J, who reveals the final shocking reality TV coupling that was permanently ruined. Emergency calls legal executives reportedly deliberated whether to permanently remove Bambi from the cast or exploit the incident as a twisted ratings tool, with internal investigations and consultations taking over their offices for days. Boost when purported insiders stated that VH1 had covertly launched an internal investigation into whether any employees or crew members helped Stevie J access private material. The suspicions grew more sinister. Could someone from within the fans demanded that Bambi speak? Silence was no longer an option. Production released personal papers for a fee. Nothing was confirmed, but the damage was done. The pressure reached a fever pitch when TMZ ran with an unverified title. Bambi is preparing a dramatic tell-all interview. What is her side of the tale? Will she finally confront the growing accusations? Or is she attempting to sway the story in her favor one final time? When Bambi was seen by photographers once more, this time entering what looked to be an Atlanta film studio, they yelled, "Are you filming a response? Are you going to sue Stevie J? Are the rumors true?" The allegations only got more intense. True? No response, only icy silence and sunglasses that obscured any emotion. According to gossip websites, Lil Scrappy was allegedly getting ready to file for divorce back at the heart of the storm, had spoken with many attorneys and was investigating legal alternatives for emotional anguish, defamation, and asset partition. Scrappy, who had established a reputation for loyalty and family, now represented heritage and treachery, and support pages appeared everywhere, and tweets bombarded with words like, "We stand with Scrappy, you deserve better, King Bambi plague you, but you'll rise again, Stevie J ever," as fans gathered in large numbers in front of the globe. Whether that was true or just further manipulation, the showman hinted that there was still more to come, but the damage was already done. In a last catastrophic turn of events, the purported footage delivered Love and Hip Hop's the following week's episode became the most watched in the franchise's history, pushing viewership into record-breaking territory. The scandal had turned into the show's most lucrative and darkest plotline ever. Meanwhile, Bambi's beauty brands and clothing sponsors reportedly began to withdraw her posts on their pages, and companies that had previously courted her influencer status wanted no part of the toxic tempest. The cruel irony is that, according to unverified sources, Bambi had allegedly contrived minor scandals. The girl who formerly dominated the scene with her ice confidence and attention-grabbing appearance now faced what insiders dubbed total brand collapse. Incidents to increase her popularity and importance in hip-hop, but this time she allegedly underestimated Stevie J's brutality. If the rumors were accurate, she lost everything in a bet for publicity. What about Stevie? The public's perception of Jay was split. Some fans view him as a master manipulator and toxic villain who destroyed lives for amusement, while others referred to him as the ultimate realist who revealed the shady business beneath the glitzy reality TV. Lil Scrappy, according to insiders, was concentrating on his kids and pledged never to discuss Bambi in public. One viral comment summed it up perfectly: "You can love him or hate him, but you can't ignore him." Although the world awaited a response that never materialized, some conjectured that Bambi was planning a huge comeback with an exclusive interview or book contract. Once more, he simply wants to recuperate. A source stated that he is done with drama. Some thought she had just vanished from the public eye forever. The last chapter was left unwritten. Would Bambi rise from the ashes? Would Stevie J make another startling We urge you to head down to the comment area and tell us who the true villain is that deserves salvation. What about Scrappy? Can he rebuild after the most public betrayal of his life? If you're a sucker for dramatic celebrity scandals, this narrative is over. Or are we just getting started? surprises, and unexpected betrayals, don't forget to hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button to join our channel. Alert bell to ensure you don't miss the next stunning expose, because the drama never stops. Let's face it, a bombshell could be revealed at any time. Keep an eye out since you don't want to miss anything. Next up, we're dropping